Do you sometimes feel like you are your own worst enemy? We're going to talk about it today. Keep watching. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell below so you don't miss a single video or when I go live. Welcome back to Mindset Monday on the Voice Love Company. I'm doing this series as a way to encourage you as you get back into regular life post-pandemic, hopefully. It's been a traumatic year, and I want to be here to help you remember who you really are. Hi everybody, I'm Christi Bovee. I'm a veteran mindset coach and voice intuitive. I work with high-performing professionals and pre-professionals from all walks of life and get them to meet their destiny. I help people find their voice and make their sound no matter what it is they're called to do in the world. Today's video is brought to you by my mini course, Permission to Suck, Bypassing Perfection, Embracing Potential. This is the course that has helped hundreds of my clients and students change their relationship with failure for good and move forward into what they're destined to do. If you're feeling stuck or sluggish in your ability to take hold of what you know you're called to do in the world, get this course. Last week we talked about dreaming bigger and admitting without apology what we really, really want. Cue Spice Girls! Just kidding. Seriously though, here's a wonderful quote by Thomas Edison. If we all did the things we are really capable of doing, we would literally astonish ourselves. This quote reminds me of a client that I had the privilege of working with. She was a high-powered executive, super capable, but also incredibly exhausted from all of the things she was trying to juggle. And she was single and definitely had a desire to be married. She wanted somebody in her life. She really struggled to dream. But when I gave her the homework assignment of make a vision board, try to start finding images that speak to you and let's see what happens. She came back with her vision board filled with images of this dream person, this dream man that she wanted to have in her life. The board was so well done, but it was so personal to her. It felt like holy ground. I felt really like I shouldn't be looking at it. It was that private for her. We didn't see each other for a few months, but when she came back for more coaching, she was all lit up inside while simultaneously being anxious and exhausted like she had been before. She admitted that she had met this wonderful man who was really her dream man. It was the person that she had put on her vision board, but she was really feeling a lot of anxiety about it. She was overthinking. She was talking herself out of this potentially wonderful happiness that she had available to her. And it was then that I looked at her straight in the eye and I said, when are you going to allow yourself to be happy? I recently read a wonderful book by Gay Hendricks called The Big Leap. It speaks to this self-sabotage that we tend to do to ourselves when we set big goals. In this book, Gay Hendricks names self-sabotage the upper limit problem. Self-sabotage is often just self-protection. It's our brain trying to keep us safe. I see this so often in my voice clients when they're trying to do something they've never done before. It manifests as physical tension. Literally, things start closing down in order to keep everything nice and safe and controlled. Well, we do this to ourselves as well when we try to hit goals that feel big and scary in a good way. Hendricks points out that we create the things that lead us to this lack of success in all areas of our lives. And by success, he's talking about abundance, fulfillment, joy, happiness. It really is whatever success means for you. He points out that we keep ourselves from moving past this upper limit problem through beliefs and hidden barriers. And there are 4 questions in this book that you're supposed to ask yourself, and I thought this would be a great way for you to start your week. The first question is, am I willing to increase the amount of time every day that I feel good inside? Question number 2. Am I willing to increase the amount of time that my whole life goes well? Question 3. Am I willing to feel good and allow my life to go well all the time? And question 4, he asks, are you willing to take the big leap to your ultimate level of success in love, money, and creating contribution in the world? How'd you do? Did you feel any resistance to any of those questions? If so, you're not alone. It really is something that we can actually keep ourselves from feeling happy, from feeling present, from feeling joyous. Hendricks talks about the hidden barriers that keep us in this place of confinement. The first barrier is feeling fundamentally flawed. You just think there's something fundamentally wrong with you while everybody else has their act together. If you feel this way, you're not going to seek solutions. You're going to hold back, and you'll continue to make poor choices to affirm what you believe is true. Barrier number 2 I felt was really interesting: disloyalty and abandonment. He asks the question, did I break my family's spoken or unspoken rules to get to where I am? Even if I'm successful, did I fail to meet my parents' expectations of what I would do or be? I found this interesting because sometimes you don't even realize it. For instance, I was told growing up, never toot your own horn. And it's really funny because I struggle a lot to let people know the professional things I've done, and even in my marketing, it's really hard for me to talk about my experience. So this is a barrier that's definitely affected me. It's made me withhold and keep from stepping out. Another barrier that he talks about is believing that success will be a bigger burden. I can relate to this one too, as I watch channels similar to mine growing at incredibly rapid rates. I feel like there's not going to be enough of me to go around if that happens to me. I just can't handle that level of stress and problems. Or maybe you've heard people say, new levels, new devils. How about you? Do you feel like attaining a certain level in your life is going to bring you more problems? Leave a comment down below. The final barrier he describes is the crime of outshining. He talks a lot about this in relationship to sibling rivalry. This happens if you're really good at something, but you've been told maybe by your parents, don't make your little brother feel bad because you're so good at this. Hold back a little bit. Of course, we know that that's a lie. When we shine, it enables other people to shine. What I found so interesting about reading this book is that I suddenly recognized the ways that I was hitting my upper limits. It's like a thermostat in your life. Things start to heat up and start getting really exciting, going really well, but you have to power down back to where you're comfortable, into your comfort zone. I literally just learned that there's something called a governor on a car motor that keeps the car from going as fast as it really could go, so that cars will stay in the speed limit of wherever they are in the world. I had no idea this was a thing. You can put the pedal to the metal, but you will never go faster than that governor has decided that car is going to go. And that is exactly like an upper limit problem. Upper limits keep you operating at a predetermined speed, even though there are hundreds of horsepower underneath the hood. It never lets you get up to the speed you're truly capable of. So here are some things that you may be doing to keep yourself in your comfort zone. Making crappy choices. I've seen this a lot as a professional musician over the years, working with different people and understanding that sometimes people are making bad choices when they know they should be taking care of their bodies, taking care of their voices, going to bed at a decent time. Instead, they're staying up until all hours of the night. They're putting things into their body that they really shouldn't. And they're paying the price. They have amazing opportunities, but they show up for them just thrashed. Another way to spot that you're hitting the upper limit is how much you're allowing yourself to worry. Have you ever had things start to go well and then you find yourself in this pattern and it becomes a spiral of overthinking and thinking about all the things that could possibly go wrong, just getting into this downward spiral of worry and anxiety? Another way we stay stuck is through blame and criticism. It's often easier to put the blame on someone or something else rather than take responsibility for our own part in the situation. How about getting sick or hurt? You can't make this stuff up. I found it so interesting that he added this as a barrier in the book. I have had this happen so many times to my beloved clients who we get them in such great voice. They're ready for their audition. They're ready for their performance. They're in the best vocal shape of their lives. They wake up the day of this major opportunity that they're getting, and they have full-blown laryngitis. And this doesn't just happen one time to these clients. This is a pattern. It happens over and over again. Hendricks warns that this may be an upper limit problem manifesting itself physically to keep you from doing the thing that scares you most. Another one is squabbling. If you are a person who, when things are going really well in your relationship, you suddenly feel like you need to pick a fight, this is an upper limit problem. Not keeping agreements that you've made. You break promises to yourself, you break promises to others. You're not in integrity. Or here's another one. not speaking significant truths to relevant people who need to hear it. Refusing to have those difficult conversations, not being willing to confront, can keep you from breaking through to the thing you really know you're supposed to do in the world. And the final barrier that he mentions is deflecting, being unable to accept compliments or kind words. I see this a lot with my clients who are in the creative arts. You literally have to learn to receive a compliment with just saying thank you, instead of the 1,000 apologies and excuses that you want to make for the performance you thought you gave. The gem of this book, and the reason that I wanted to bring it to you today for Mindset Monday, is because once you know these hidden barriers, you can catch yourself in them when they try to trip you up. You can change your reactions to them. And with those new reactions, you start to greet these opportunities that come to you and up-level your life. That leads you to enjoying the higher levels of success. You get happiness, you get joy, you get abundance, all of the good stuff. Ultimately, Hendricks calls living at that higher level living in your zone of genius. And it's really interesting because he explains that there are actually 4 zones that we can choose to live in. The first zone is the zone of incompetence. This zone encompasses things that we are not good at, we don't love, and we do them anyway. He encourages us to get out of this zone as quickly as possible. Outsource stuff, let it go. The next zone is the zone of competence. These are the things you're good at, but you're not great at, and you really don't have a passion for. This is the zone where you might find yourself saying to someone, it's just easier for me to do this myself. Or it'll take me longer to explain how to do it than just to do it. I'll just do it myself. And so it's a trap. We stay at this level of competence. We don't love it, but we do it anyway. The next zone is the tricky zone. Hendricks explains that this is the zone of excellence. This is the zone where you are doing great work, you're making a difference, and you're feeling passionate for it, but you're not yet in your zone of genius. The trap here is because it's good and there's growth, we can just get comfortable in it. It becomes a comfort zone. The ultimate zone that we are really shooting for once we get past our upper limit problems is the zone of genius. We see the zone of genius every day on this channel at the Voice Love Company, don't we? It's the flow state. It's the synchronicity state. It's the state where the masters live. And you can see it in these beautiful singers, this beautiful music that comes forward through the channel every week. The wonderful thing about the zone of genius is because you're in a flow state, challenges come at you and they don't even affect you. You're operating at your top level. You are doing the thing that you've been called to do in the world that nobody else can do but you. There's an ease and a knowing that you are in exactly the right place. It doesn't feel like work. You're fed by the energy of what you're doing. And what's cool about the zone of genius is it's not just in what you're called to do in the world, your business or your profession. There's also a zone of genius for relationships, health, and money. And all those zones of genius affect each other. You are becoming or being most successful when you are doing the work you've been assigned to do in the world. So take to heart everything that I've said today. Break free from your upper limits. If there's something that's continuing to be problematic, really take a look at it. Ask yourself the important questions. Why will I not let myself be happy? Let yourself feel good. Stop, relax, breathe, take a break, put your screens away, get out in nature, do the things that nurture and nourish your soul. It's worth doing the work of crashing through your upper limit problems to really become the person that you need to be right now. Remember Edison's quote, "If we all did the things we are really capable of doing, we would literally astonish ourselves." Break through your upper limit problems. If you have a problem with failure, get my Permission to Suck mini course. I am telling you, it will help. It has helped so many people. It will help you. Keep finding your voice. Keep making your sound in the world today. The world is waiting for what you and only you bring. And remember, you are loved. Bye-bye.